Story 2, David's Grocery Adventure. David is a friendly young man who lives in a small town. Every Saturday, he visits the local grocery store to buy food for the week. He wakes up early to beat the crowd and have more time to choose fresh fruits and vegetables. At around 8 a.m., David grabs his reusable shopping bags, puts on a light jacket, and walks out of his cozy apartment. The store is only a 10-minute walk from his home. On the way, he passes a bakery with a window full of warm bread and sweet pastries. The smell is wonderful. Sometimes, David buys a croissant before he goes to the grocery store, but today he has no time. He wants to arrive at the store before it gets busy. When David reaches the grocery store, he takes a shopping cart from the entrance. He likes to follow a list to avoid forgetting any items. He wrote his list last night after checking his fridge and cupboards. He needs milk, eggs, bread, rice, chicken, tomatoes, carrots, onions, and a few spices. He also plans to buy some snacks, like crackers and cookies, for when his friends come over. First, David heads to the produce aisle. He picks up a small plastic bag for the tomatoes. He chooses 5 firm red tomatoes that look ripe but not too soft. Then he moves on to the carrots. He looks for a bag with bright orange color and no dark spots. Next, he checks the onions. He puts 3 medium onions in his cart. David likes fresh vegetables because they make his meals taste better. After the produce section, David walks to the dairy aisle. He picks up a carton of milk with an expiration date 10 days away. This way, he can use the milk for a longer time. He also buys a dozen eggs, checking that none are cracked. He places the eggs carefully in his cart to avoid breaking them. Next is the bakery section. David takes a moment to look at the different types of bread on the shelf. There are white bread, whole wheat bread, and even special bread with seeds. David decides on whole wheat bread because it is healthier. He likes the soft texture and the nutty flavor. He places a loaf in his cart. Then, David goes to the meat section to buy chicken. He finds a pack of chicken breasts with a good price. He checks the label to ensure it is fresh. The package is cold and sealed properly, so he adds it to his cart. David also needs rice. He looks at the different brands and sizes of rice bags. Some are very large, enough for a family. Others are small bags with higher prices. He chooses a medium-sized bag of white rice. He also notices brown rice, but he sticks with white rice for now because he likes its taste and texture. After picking up the main items, David moves to the spice rack. He wants black pepper and chili powder to add flavor to his meals. He reads the labels carefully to see if there are any extra ingredients, but these spices are pure. He likes to keep his seasonings simple. Finally, he remembers his snack items. David picks a box of crackers and a bag of cookies. He thinks about buying potato chips, but he decides not to because he wants to eat healthier. He smiles, feeling proud of his choice. With his cart full, David goes to the checkout counter. There is a short line, so he waits patiently. When it is his turn, he greets the cashier politely. She scans each item while David places them in his reusable bags. The cashier tells him the total cost. David pays with his bank card and keeps the receipt. Outside the store, the sun is shining, and David feels satisfied with his shopping. He checks his watch. It is only 9:15 a.m. He still has plenty of time to go home and make a nice breakfast. David thinks about cooking scrambled eggs with tomatoes and onions, plus a side of toast. He can also enjoy a cup of warm milk. It sounds perfect for a Saturday morning. David walks back home, carrying his grocery bags in both hands. They are a bit heavy, but he is happy because he has everything he needs. On the way, he sees a neighbor walking her dog. They smile and wave at each other. David loves his neighborhood because people are kind and friendly. When he arrives at his apartment, David puts the groceries away. He stores the perishable items in the refrigerator and the dry goods in the cupboard. He is careful with the eggs and vegetables, making sure they do not get squashed. Now he is ready to start cooking. He is excited to eat a fresh, home-cooked meal and to share snacks with friends later in the week. David's grocery shopping trip may seem ordinary, but it is an important part of his life. He enjoys finding good products, comparing prices, and making healthy choices. Little by little, he improves his cooking and shopping skills. This simple routine helps him save money, eat well, and feel satisfied every day. Key vocabulary. 1. Reusable shopping bags. Bags that can be used many times, rather than thrown away after one use. 2. Aisle. A passage between shelves or seats, e.g., in a store or theater. 3. Produce. Fresh fruits and vegetables sold in a grocery store. 4. Expiration date. The last day that a product is considered safe to eat. 5. Whole wheat bread. A type of bread made using whole wheat flour, which is considered healthier. 6. Perishable. Foods that can spoil or go bad quickly, such as dairy products, meat, and fresh produce. 7. Spice rack. A shelf or stand where spices, like pepper, chili powder, etc., are kept. 8. Receipt. A piece of paper showing the items purchased and the amount of money paid. 9. Cashier. The person who takes payment in a store. 10. Perishable items, foods that must be stored in a fridge or freezer to stay fresh. 11. Cupboard. A cabinet or closet where items are stored, especially in a kitchen. 12. Crowd. A large group of people gathered together. 13. Cozy. Comfortable and warm. 14. Bakery. A place where bread, cakes, and pastries are made and sold. 15. Croissant. A flaky, buttery pastry shaped like a crescent. 16. Shopping cart. A wheeled cart used in stores to carry items while shopping. 17. Firm. Hard or solid, not soft. 18. Ripe. Fully grown and ready to eat, used for fruits and vegetables. 19. Dairy. Food products made from milk, such as cheese, butter, and yogurt. 20. Carton. A cardboard or plastic container for liquids like milk or juice. 21. Cracked, broken with small lines but not separated into pieces. 22. Loaf. A single, large piece of bread that can be sliced. 23. Nutty. Having a flavor or smell like nuts. 24. Sealed. Closed tightly to keep something fresh or protected. 25. Texture. The feel or appearance of a surface or substance. 26. Expiration date. The last day a product is safe to consume. 27. Chili powder. A spice made from dried, ground chili peppers. 28. Flavor. The taste of food or drink. 29. Snack. A small amount of food eaten between meals. 30. Potato chips. Thin slices of potato that are fried or baked until crispy. 31. Checkout counter. The place in a store where customers pay for their items. 32. Bank card. A card issued by a bank to make payments or withdraw money. 33. Shining. Giving off light, bright. 34. Neighbor. A person who lives near you. 35. Kind, caring or helpful, considerate of others. 36. Friendly. Acting in a pleasant, kind, and supportive way. 37. Squashed, crushed or flattened, often causing damage. 38. Routine. A set of regular actions or habits. 39. Perishable items. Foods that spoil quickly and need refrigeration, such as milk or fresh vegetables. 40. Cooking skills, the ability to prepare and make food well. 41. Healthy choices, decisions that contribute to good health, like choosing nutritious food. 42. Comparing prices, checking the cost of items to find the best deal. 43. Home-cooked meal, a meal prepared and cooked at home, not bought from a restaurant or store. 44. Fresh, recently made or picked, not stale or spoiled. 45. Saving money, spending less in order to keep or reserve money. 46. Satisfaction, a feeling of happiness or contentment with what you have or have done. Normal speed. Story 2. David's Grocery Adventure. David is a friendly young man who lives in a small town. Every Saturday, he visits the local grocery store to buy food for the week. He wakes up early to beat the crowd and have more time to choose fresh fruits and vegetables. At around 8 a.m., David grabs his reusable shopping bags, puts on a light jacket, and walks out of his cozy apartment. The store is only a 10-minute walk from his home. On the way, he passes a bakery with a window full of warm bread and sweet pastries. The smell is wonderful. Sometimes, David buys a croissant before he goes to the grocery store, but today he has no time. He wants to arrive at the store before it gets busy. When David reaches the grocery store, he takes a shopping cart from the entrance. He likes to follow a list to avoid forgetting any items. He wrote his list last night after checking his fridge and cupboards. He needs milk, eggs, bread, rice, chicken, tomatoes, carrots, onions, and a few spices. He also plans to buy some snacks, like crackers and cookies, for when his friends come over. First, David heads to the produce aisle. He picks up a small plastic bag for the tomatoes. He chooses 5 firm red tomatoes that look ripe but not too soft. Then he moves on to the carrots. He looks for a bag with bright orange color and no dark spots. Next, he checks the onions. He puts 3 medium onions in his cart. David likes fresh vegetables because they make his meals taste better. After the produce section, David walks to the dairy aisle. He picks up a carton of milk with an expiration date 10 days away. This way, he can use the milk for a longer time. He also buys a dozen eggs, checking that none are cracked. He places the eggs carefully in his cart to avoid breaking them. Next is the bakery section. David takes a moment to look at the different types of bread on the shelf. There are white bread, whole wheat bread, and even special bread with seeds. David decides on whole wheat bread because it is healthier. He likes the soft texture and the nutty flavor. He places a loaf in his cart. Then, David goes to the meat section to buy chicken. He finds a pack of chicken breasts with a good price. He checks the label to ensure it is fresh. The package is cold and sealed properly, so he adds it to his cart. David also needs rice. He looks at the different brands and sizes of rice bags. Some are very large, enough for a family. Others are small bags with higher prices. He chooses a medium-sized bag of white rice. He also notices brown rice, but he sticks with white rice for now because he likes its taste and texture. After picking up the main items, David moves to the spice rack. He wants black pepper and chili powder to add flavor to his meals. He reads the labels carefully to see if there are any extra ingredients, but these spices are pure. He likes to keep his seasonings simple. Finally, he remembers his snack items. David picks a box of crackers and a bag of cookies. He thinks about buying potato chips, but he decides not to because he wants to eat healthier. He smiles, feeling proud of his choice. With his cart full, David goes to the checkout counter. There is a short line, so he waits patiently. When it is his turn, he greets the cashier politely. She scans each item while David places them in his reusable bags. The cashier tells him the total cost. David pays with his bank card and keeps the receipt. Outside the store, the sun is shining, and David feels satisfied with his shopping. He checks his watch. It is only 9:15 a.m. He still has plenty of time to go home and make a nice breakfast. David thinks about cooking scrambled eggs with tomatoes and onions, plus a side of toast. He can also enjoy a cup of warm milk. It sounds perfect for a Saturday morning. David walks back home, carrying his grocery bags in both hands. They are a bit heavy, but he is happy because he has everything he needs. On the way, he sees a neighbor walking her dog. They smile and wave at each other. David loves his neighborhood because people are kind and friendly. When he arrives at his apartment, David puts the groceries away. He stores the perishable items in the refrigerator and the dry goods in the cupboard. He is careful with the eggs and vegetables, making sure they do not get squashed. Now he is ready to start cooking. He is excited to eat a fresh, home-cooked meal and to share snacks with friends later in the week. David's grocery shopping trip may seem ordinary, but it is an important part of his life. He enjoys finding good products, comparing prices, and making healthy choices. Little by little, he improves his cooking and shopping skills. This simple routine helps him save money, eat well, and feel satisfied every day. Story 2. David's Grocery Adventure. David is a friendly young man who lives in a small town. Every Saturday, he visits the local grocery store to buy food for the week. He wakes up early to beat the crowd and have more time to choose fresh fruits and vegetables. At around 8 a.m., David grabs his reusable shopping bags, puts on a light jacket, and walks out of his cozy apartment. The store is only a 10-minute walk from his home. On the way, he passes a bakery with a window full of warm bread and sweet pastries. The smell is wonderful. Sometimes, David buys a croissant before he goes to the grocery store, but today he has no time. He wants to arrive at the store before it gets busy. When David reaches the grocery store, he takes a shopping cart from the entrance. He likes to follow a list to avoid forgetting any items. He wrote his list last night after checking his fridge and cupboards. He needs milk, eggs, bread, rice, chicken, tomatoes, carrots, onions, and a few spices. He also plans to buy some snacks, like crackers and cookies, for when his friends come over. First, David heads to the produce aisle. He picks up a small plastic bag for the tomatoes. He chooses 5 firm red tomatoes that look ripe but not too soft. Then he moves on to the carrots. He looks for a bag with bright orange color and no dark spots. Next, he checks the onions. He puts 3 medium onions in his cart. David likes fresh vegetables because they make his meals taste better. After the produce section, David walks to the dairy aisle. He picks up a carton of milk with an expiration date 10 days away. This way, he can use the milk for a longer time. He also buys a dozen eggs, checking that none are cracked. He places the eggs carefully in his cart to avoid breaking them. Next is the bakery section. David takes a moment to look at the different types of bread on the shelf. There are white bread, whole wheat bread, and even special bread with seeds. David decides on whole wheat bread because it is healthier. He likes the soft texture and the nutty flavor. He places a loaf in his cart. Then, David goes to the meat section to buy chicken. He finds a pack of chicken breasts with a good price. He checks the label to ensure it is fresh. The package is cold and sealed properly, so he adds it to his cart. David also needs rice. He looks at the different brands and sizes of rice bags. Some are very large, enough for a family. Others are small bags with higher prices. He chooses a medium-sized bag of white rice. He also notices brown rice, but he sticks with white rice for now because he likes its taste and texture. After picking up the main items, David moves to the spice rack. He wants black pepper and chili powder to add flavor to his meals. He reads the labels carefully to see if there are any extra ingredients, but these spices are pure. He likes to keep his seasonings simple. Finally, he remembers his snack items. David picks a box of crackers and a bag of cookies. He thinks about buying potato chips, but he decides not to because he wants to eat healthier. He smiles, feeling proud of his choice. With his cart full, David goes to the checkout counter. There is a short line, so he waits patiently. When it is his turn, he greets the cashier politely. She scans each item while David places them in his reusable bags. The cashier tells him the total cost. David pays with his bank card and keeps the receipt. Outside the store, the sun is shining, and David feels satisfied with his shopping. He checks his watch. It is only 9:15 a.m. He still has plenty of time to go home and make a nice breakfast. David thinks about cooking scrambled eggs with tomatoes and onions, plus a side of toast. He can also enjoy a cup of warm milk. It sounds perfect for a Saturday morning. David walks back home, carrying his grocery bags in both hands. They are a bit heavy, but he is happy because he has everything he needs. On the way, he sees a neighbor walking her dog. They smile and wave at each other. David loves his neighborhood because people are kind and friendly. When he arrives at his apartment, David puts the groceries away. He stores the perishable items in the refrigerator and the dry goods in the cupboard. He is careful with the eggs and vegetables, making sure they do not get squashed. Now he is ready to start cooking. He is excited to eat a fresh, home-cooked meal and to share snacks with friends later in the week. David's grocery shopping trip may seem ordinary, but it is an important part of his life. He enjoys finding good products, comparing prices, and making healthy choices. Little by little, he improves his cooking and shopping skills. This simple routine helps him save money, eat well, and feel satisfied every day. Performing the phrases in a smooth jazz style.
Reusable shopping bags in hand I glide through aisles of colors, my rhythm's my guide. The produce shines so firm, so ripe. Expiration dates whisper tales of time. Whole wheat bread, stacked neatly in a row. Perishable items with stories to show. Spice rack dreams with a dash of flair. Chili powder's bite hangs in the air. The crowd flows steady like jazz in a stream. Cozy moments in the bakery gleam. A croissant in hand, oh the texture's divine. Saving money feels like a soulful line. At the checkout counter, a routine in play. Bank card shining, the friendly cashier sway. Healthy choices, comparing prices feel so right. Home-cooked meals, fresh satisfaction tonight. The dairy aisle hums with cartons and cream. Cracked shells of ideas, nutty dreams. Loaves sealed tight with a nutty aroma. Cooking skills rise like a jazzy diploma. The cupboard's stocked, the spice rack's full. Flavors dancing, the aromas pull. Snack on potato chips, but balance it out. Fresh, healthy choices, what life's about. At the checkout counter, a routine in play. Bank card shining, the friendly cashier sway. Healthy choices, comparing prices feel so right. Home-cooked meals, fresh satisfaction tonight. Shining neighbor smiles, kind and warm. Perishable items in a rhythmic form. Aisle by aisle, it's a jazzy retreat. Saving money makes the groove complete. Shining neighbor smiles, kind and warm. Perishable items in a rhythmic form. Aisle by aisle, it's a jazzy retreat. Saving money makes the groove complete.